Hi everyone, it's a really pleasure for us your interest in our research. And we would like to invite you to become an active collaborator into our research network. Well, we are start with some meaning about the collective intelligence. Therefore, the central question is, what is the collective intelligence? Collective intelligence is present in the nature in many ways, from ants to bees and fishes, and has been a key aspect in humanity's development, despite the fact that quite often it has been used for war and destruction. The more clear meaning can be seen from the ants' behavior, where each one develop a individual work, but synchronize with all the team with the same rulers for to work and with the same objective in, without a strong control from supervisor. Are you imagining a group of students that develop a set of practices for learning, without strong control from teacher or expert? Do you believe that the human being should be to have a behavior such as ants in the learning? Well, these and others questions we hope will be answered at end of this research. Exactly. Fabricius is a research project focused on the creation of tools to support education of innovation. The research intersects three emerging knowledge eras: practice of innovation, personal innovation network, and collective intelligence education. The combination of these three areas generates the kind of methods and strategies needed to train in, design and development of new products and services. The focus of the research project is the conception, development and experimentation of systems and models that promote collective intelligence in education in the field of innovation. The system is intended to facilitate the management of people and ideas during the development stages of a project. Fabricius is a Latin name that Romans gave to particularly skilled slaves. Learning by doing is an excellent strategy for collective intelligence education, and Fabricius provides a set of tools whose objective is to convert into active knowledge, value created by students during the development of their projects. One of the future challenges is how to increase collective intelligence performance to improve society behavior, and particularly in order to be more efficient in managing innovation and research. Although there are significant amounts of research going on, so far there is very limited awareness about the importance of tuition of collective intelligence. The research in the field of collective intelligence and education has to involve many approaches, from ethics to physics, but one that is particularly relevant is the influence and potential of ICT tools. It's a model of practice-based learning that balances the individual and collective work. The model is supported by a technical system that guides the whole process of the practice. The stages of Fabricius are: takeoff. The practice begins with a takeoff session, synchronous or asynchronous, that is composed of presentation of statement and lecture, work with the to-dos 1, 2, until n. It may be needed extra work to finish. To-dos are consecutive and each to-do, except the first, is based in the results obtained in the previous to-do. To-dos follow the same cycle. First, students propose ideas individually. Second, the group votes ideas in order to prioritize. 3th, the winning ideas, one or more, are inspirations for the next to-do. 2. Idea. In the second phase, each individual of the group proposes its own idea for the next step. Named concept ideas, proposed individually, will be voted collectively. Members of the class will be randomly assigned to vote ideas of any of the groups participating, except their own group. At the end of the phase 2 idea, students have proposed their own idea, voted the ideas of classmates. The students will vote only ideas from other group in the class. The ideas assigned using the Eulian method. 3. Concept. Individual contributions for the concept have been voted by the class. The group is ready to produce a concept by enhancing and improving previous ideas and working ahead proposing and prioritizing new items to gradually build a consistent concept. The students vote the ideas at the end of the Phase 3 concept. Students have collectively created the ideas and items that will allow to propose and defend a final concept. 4. Delivery. The practice finishes with the presentation asterisk and collective assessment of the work developed by each one of the groups. The format of the presentation is free. X. Knowledge. The content has been presented in the lecture during the takeoff and it's going to be applied to the practice along the 4 to-dos. Each student or group is asked to contribute asterisk with some original knowledge to the content of the practice. Original knowledge may come in the form of interesting people that has applied the content object of the practice products, services or any kind of organization that highlights the content object of the practice. The student or group get extra point when his or their proposal has been approved by the expert and according to ranking. The approved proposal will be voted for the other groups with the scale 1-6. This framework component is optional and depends the kind of practice. What is the assessment method? First, during the class the groups of students present and defend their work in relation to the projects that are doing as part of their training process. The professor or group of professors discusses about the project. If it is right or not, it is supposed that students attend during the discussion of each project. But what happens often is that students are more aware of their own project that they are going to present than of the projects of their peers. Here is where guess the score tool enter the class. After the public discussion, the professor or group professors give a quantitative rank to the work presented by students ... and the same have to do all the students in the class, then professor classes votation, and then students and everybody in the class might compare its score with the score of the experts. Let's see how the application works. The application implement the method that has been explaining. This will be applied using a simple calendar where each stage should be developed by the students. There have to meet for develop collective group. Take in mind that the meet is virtual but synchronous, and only should existing one supervised class, who is the class in which the professors have to do the collective assessment. Full control about the group work during all the stages of the practice. The work done by students in the projects is converted in case examples of the content. Systematic real-time assessment of the content. Online serious game using competition motivation strategies. Engagement and participation during the class. Empowerment and participation during all the process. Finally, we'd like to share with you what is the future of this research and which one field of application will have some reflections. It's worth sharing some ideas while exploring how to promote collective intelligence in education. Some evidence about students' attention and engagement during the class, and self-assessment during the develop of the practice. First step in the use of big data is in assessment strategy, and the use it's in the future of education. In conclusion, the objective of the work presented here is to share the advances in a research program which intention is to provide a model, strategies, tools, and resources to help improve the collective intelligence in education. The Fabricius and its theoretical framework is very wide and open, and it's necessary much more research to find a consensus about which are the relevant theoretical elements. The use of Fabricius in the class has allowed obtaining some evidence about students' engagement, empowerment, and collaborative work. The inattention during the class and the increasing level of outcomes of exercises and practices. The model proposed and the corresponding tool had been the result of a creative combination of theoretical, practical, and applied perspectives. If you want more information about us, you can get it in http://huntingmammoths.com. http://ekim.org. Thank you for your attention.